come in. Let's talk for a quick moment. As you guys know, I release video messages and I go live not on every topic, but certain topics I go live on to give you guys the opportunity to ask me questions in real time and to have a conversation about what the video message was that I released, because I know that everybody does not have time to view the video messages I put out, or if they start viewing them for whatever reason, they don't always have the opportunity to view them in full. So I go live and I connect with my audience so we can talk about these things in real time. Dest, hey, my sister. Shout out everybody to my member Des. She's up here. Thank you for the hearts. Let me get into the message, guys, because I don't want to be up here really long. Royal Blue, hi. How are you? I talked to you guys last week about how some people out here, they will hate you because of you having a carefree life. And when you have a carefree life, simply put, you don't have the problems, the issues, or the responsibilities, or even the drama that most people have. For whatever your situation is, it does not play out like the situations of a lot of people who probably are related to you, friends with you, or they are connected to you in some type of way, directly or indirectly. And a lot of people have a problem when you are a carefree person. When you are not stressing out. Royal Blue, thank you so much. Kai, I see you. Hey, God's disciple. Yes, I'm good. I hope you're good too. Um, a lot of people sometimes they despise you because they feel like you don't have the experience that they have in their life. Some people, they won't respect you if you have not gone through what they've gone through. So for instance, there are some people out here, they have had a very hard childhood growing up. For whatever the reason was, they had just a very difficult childhood. They could have had a childhood where their parent or parents treated them a certain way, or they lacked having certain things, or they didn't have a parent or a guardian that really loved on them, that cared about them, that cared about their well-being. They didn't ask them questions about what was going on with them at school. A lot of kids that have been bullied growing up, a lot of times they don't tell their parent. They don't go home and tell their parents that they're being bullied at school. And so, just to use that as an example, if somebody grew up with a very rough childhood, but now they knew you and you didn't have a rough childhood, they'll feel like you can't tell them anything about a childhood or children because you had things handed to you. That's how people describe you having a carefree childhood. They'll feel like, well, you didn't go through anything in your childhood. Your parents were not poor, they were not broke. You didn't grow up in a household where your parent was a drug addict or an alcoholic. You know, this is how people think. This is not me saying this, but I'm saying this is how a lot of people think. They will want to punish you and shame you because maybe they came into your life and they're friends with you, or it could be another family member, and you were the one in the family who came from a two-parent household. You're the one in the family who had decent parents. I'm not saying they were perfect and they did everything right, but your parents, they set rules, they had structure, they had discipline. They were not out ripping and running the streets. And so people will despise you for that, and they will try to shame you and want you to feel bad about the fact that you had parents that really cared about you. They'll want you to feel bad about that. Dash, I see you. Snuffles TV, I see you. I see all of you all up here. DT Black, I see you. But people will feel a need to tell you that you can't tell them anything. They may be friends with you or a fellow family member, and they feel like you were privileged growing up. So they will automatically assume that they cannot relate to you because you all had two different upbringings. And sometimes you will clash with these family members. You may clash with people that are your friends because they were mad about the fact, since they've been hanging with you, they see you now as a grown man or a grown woman, and you still have a parent or parents that cater to you. You still have grandparents that cater to you, and you're fully grown, independent, living on your own. But you can still go to your mother and father if times get hard, and if you can't pay your rent or your mortgage no more, the door is always open to your parents' house. You got the key to their house. If you need food, if you need any toiletries or anything, you don't have to spend your money if you don't want. You could go to mama's house. You can go to grandpappy house and get it from them. There are some people, when you are carefree like that, you don't have the responsibility that they have, meaning if they fall on hard times, they can't go back to their mother or father house. Real talk. They cannot go back to their mother or father's house. Their parent will tell them, you are grown. I don't have anything to do with you falling off or you losing your job. You can't come back here. You cannot live with me. They don't care. There are some people out here. This is not to look down on anybody. We just telling the truth. This is real truth out here, guys. And it's some people, they can't go back to their grandparents. They cannot go back to their parents. They cannot ask for help. If they are on the verge, meaning if they can't get somebody to stay with and they are risking homelessness or living out their car or living in the street, their parent literally does not care. They will tell them, that's on you. You a grown man, a grown woman. You should have planned ahead of time so this time would not come up on you. And so when they see you living carefree and you have options, you have options. Oh, Nate, thank you so much. I watched it yesterday. So, sometimes my head just look a mess to me, but I watched it, guys, and this is like with it not having a lot of product, just hair leave-in conditioner. That's all I got. No oils, no nothing. Just washed it, just water, sprayed my leave-in conditioner. That's it. And I just did something real quick. But yeah. Oh, you know what? Let me block somebody. Okay, Zahir, I see you. I see you. I see the trolls. I see the trolls up here. But anyway, so God bless you, John Smith. But anyway, like I was saying, there are some people who they have a issue with you have a carefree life. And there are people, when you, like I said, not only have not experienced what they have experienced, when your life is set up a certain way that theirs is not, they will despise you for that. People will want you to apologize because either you can afford to live a certain way, or you are blessed to where you have a talent, a skill, and abilities that allow you to make money, and you can pay your own bills strictly off of your talent, your skills, your capabilities, and your abilities. See, what you guys got to understand is, if somebody does not believe that they possess talent, if somebody does not believe that they are skilled, if somebody does not believe in themselves, or they don't believe they have something to offer where their gift can make room for them in many ways, they will look at you, if they are close to you, or if they have some type of interaction with you or connection to you, and they will have something to say about what it is you're putting out and what it is you're doing, because they don't have that. They don't have that. They may be skilled, they may be talented in a certain way, but they are not able to financially benefit from it. They are not able to grow from it in a sense. People care about what it is that they're doing, or people care about what it is that they are putting out. They don't care. And so you've got to know that you live in a carefree life a lot of times. And this is the biggest thing that I want you all to take away from this, because I don't have to drag the message out. The biggest thing that you guys need to know is that when you see someone living a carefree life, it comes from God himself. It comes from God Himself. There are people out here, whether people agree with it or not, whether people that like it or not, whether people believe it or not, there are people out here that the Lord has set up, and other people take care of them. Other people look out for them. Other people bless them because of what they contribute, whether they are preaching, whether they are teaching, whether they are feeding the homeless, whether they are a mentor to somebody. And it's in the Bible. God told his disciples when they go out to do the work that he trained them and taught them to do, he told them to be dependent upon, and I'm paraphrasing scripture, but he told them to be dependent upon what the people gave them. They had a place to lay their head. They had food to eat. They had water to drink. They had clothes. Things were given to them because they were out here doing the work of the Lord. And this is why you all have to stop having a poverty mindset and feeling like, or you even condemning people who are out here in the body of Christ and they make some level of money because of what it is they're doing. Whether it's their platform, whether you know them in real life and they are a preacher or a teacher, or they have certain classes and they charge for those classes because they are a connoisseur or an expertise in what it is they're teaching and training you. If you're going to somebody that is a mentor, or they are teaching you something, or they are training you for something, they're teaching you and charging for it because they're an expert in that particular area. It is not free. They did the dirty work. They did the footwork. They did the paperwork. They sat in the classroom if they have a degree in it. They did all the work so you don't have to. But if you take interest in what it is that person is putting out, if you want to learn about it, if you see yourself doing what it is that individual is mentoring you on, or teaching you, or training you, then you pay a fee for them to give you the training. And so when you have people out here that hate those that are carefree, don't be quick to place a judgment on them or talk about them when you don't have all the facts and know if God has set them up to do what it is they are doing. You don't know. This is why I also mentioned in that video message, hold on guys, this is also why I mentioned in that video message how as a married woman, I'll share this in more detail with you guys in this live, but I put it in the video message last week. When I was a very, very young wife and mother, I got talked about really bad and even mistreated because my ex-mother-in-law did not like the fact that I was a stay-at-home mother. A couple of times she came to my apartment and it was not clean. It was just not clean, and she had something to say about that. But she didn't know at the time when she did come to me and my ex-husband's house that I was going through things with him. Although he worked and he made really good money, we were in our early 20s, and he was making over $70,000 a year. 75,000 a year, and that was a lot of money in the early 2000s. Let me just tell you, in the early 2000s, that was a lot of money for somebody in their early 20s to be making. But when he was making that amount of money, I didn't have to work. He did not want me to work. But my mother-in-law, she had been divorced for many years. She did not have a man. This is not to badmouth her. I'm only telling you all what the truth is. So whether people agree with it or not, I'm never here to humiliate or shame anybody. But I have the right to tell my testimony and my story because I believe it would help some of you out here. And thanks for the laughing emojis. If anybody in my family or the ex family, thank you for tuning in. I love it because when people laugh at you or they have something to say, the thing is you're watching. So it helps to forward the lives and the video messages. It helps the circulation. So thank you, even the people that laugh. But anyway, not to, like I said, badmouth anybody, but when she came to my house and it was not clean at the time, she didn't know that I was going through things with her son. She didn't know that abuse was there. She didn't know that cheating was there. She didn't know these things because at the time I hid that. She found out about it later, just like my parents found out about it. But she had something to say. She came in my house that she was not buying food for, that she was not paying bills for, and she felt the need to talk about how my house was not clean. But in reality, this is how it goes. It doesn't matter what any outside person, to all my married people that are up here, especially if you are young, it does not matter what your mother, what your father, what your ex, his people think about you and your household. It's not their business whether you're cooking or cleaning or not. The only one that has the right to say something about you as a wife or as a husband and your wifely duties is your husband or is your wife. A lot of you all, you take these liberties and you take this license and you feel like you have the right because that's my son. I love my son. I ain't gonna let nobody hurt my son. Ma'am, how was somebody hurting your son because his wife did not clean up today? If she didn't clean up and it's clothes piled up in a laundry basket, if it's a full of a sink full of dishes, if it's no food cooked, what does this have to do with you? How is that woman hurting your son? Guess what? If your son has an issue with dishes being piled up in a sink, ma'am, he could wash them. I know you all don't agree with that. But how do we know that when it comes to a wife, that wife is not dealing with some mental health issues? How do we know if that wife isn't sick? How do we know if that wife isn't depressed? Behind closed doors, guys, each one of us go through something. We don't have to act fake here. We don't have to act phony here. We don't have to put on an air like we don't have issues and problems or things that we are still allowing God to deliver us from and iron out within us or in our homes. Whatever your situation is, what I'm saying to you is that you've got to be careful being quick to put your mouth on a person that you see that's carefree. Because if you find one flaw or one fault in them, you still don't have all the information and all the facts. You don't have all of that. So you cannot speak on it. And so, like I said, my ex-mother-in-law, she felt the need to always talk about it. She even talked about it to my mother. And for those who don't know, my mother is deceased. Both of my parents are. But she talked about me like a dog to my mother. She told my mother, I'm not in agreement with Kiki laying around at home all day. I was made to work. My parents taught me to work. My mother got up and went to work, and they taught me and my siblings to get up and go to work. Sometimes people feel like what they had to do when they see you doing the same thing, but you have more benefits and opportunities in the same position that they used to be in, they'll get mad at you because of it. So I always felt like it was jealousy there, because just because this is your son and I'm the stay-at-home mom, if my house is so filthy to where you could barely walk in the door, that's still not your business. It's still not your business. You're not sleeping with your son. You're not in the household. You don't see or know anything your child is doing. And this goes for husbands as well. This goes for wives and husbands. Because it's not just with the wife. Somebody can look at the wife and say something. Women can have their opinion about their husband as well. And this is why I will always teach you all, keep your business with your spouse to yourself. I understand that a lot of you all, you're close to your mother, you're close to your father, but you got to be careful what it is you share with them, because it'll be used against you later. And then when trouble comes in your house, you wonder why. And so what I'm saying to you all is, when you are carefree, people will have an issue with that. They will have an issue with the fact that you don't have to get up and you don't have to punch a clock and go to work. If you can be in your house all day long, even if you're with your children, and all you got to do is keep the house clean, get the kids together for school, pick them up, and it's hands-on, meaning you're not dropping your kids off at a daycare, or you don't have people coming in to watch your kids. There are women out here that will get mad at you because they have to get up and punch a clock. They have to get up and take their kids to school. And that's not knocking them. But let's just be real, guys. Without anybody getting offended, we just telling the truth. The truth is that that's not everybody's story. There are some people out here, their husbands make enough money to where they don't have to get up and go to work. They don't have to. Their job is to run the household 100% outright. And even if they don't run the household perfectly every single day, again, that's not outside people's business. And so I just wanted to let you all know, you don't apologize for having a carefree life. If you don't have as many problems and issues as another person, you don't have to say you're sorry for it. Somebody said something in the comment of the video that I put out last week, and it was very real and it was very true. They made a statement. I'm sorry, guys, because it's a lot of messages and stuff coming in, so you all to see me pull my screen down. But anyway, there was somebody that made a comment last week on the video message, and they said something that was so true. They said the thing about it is, when it comes to somebody that has carefree living or a carefree life, is all about choices. And so that is a very real thing. See, you got to go back to what or who did you choose to come into your life? You've got to ask yourself, am I married to somebody that I knew before I married this individual, they were a selfish person? They had the mentality that we're going 50-50 like roommates. I'm not knocking nobody out here that if you got your 50-50. I don't have anything to say about that. But the reality is that in 2025, we live in a world where a lot of men, they make a rule that they want 50-50. They don't want to be the man like our fathers and take care of a wife. They don't want to pay outright for the full rent, the full mortgage, pay the car note, pay the cell phone bill, buy the groceries, buy the kids' clothes. They're not in agreement with that. They feel like 50% of their check is supposed to go into that savings, and 50% of the wife's check is supposed to go in that savings. They don't believe in giving their whole check to their wife. I personally did not grow up like that, guys. I grew up with a father that was a baby boomer. That was the era that my parents were born in. They were born in the 50s. And so I grew up with a man, a father, that gave his entire check to my mother. And my mother never fumbled the money. Lights was never cut off. Gas was never cut off. Water was never cut off. Refrigerator stayed full and stocked of food. We got fresh new clothing all year round for every season. And if my brothers didn't, because I don't have any sisters, if my brothers didn't, I did. She got the house redone, custom made, and my mother was a business owner. My mother had money. I've told this story before, but a lot of people are new here, so I got to bring you all up to date so you can understand why I'm talking about this. But a lot of men in 2025, they believe in 50-50. A lot of men, they expect a woman to take care of them. We do live in a world now where men, they want women to chase them. They want women to come behind them. They want women to cook for them, clean for them, be intimate with them, take care of the kids, take them to school, give them their baths, help them with homework, give them their money, get them their haircut. They don't believe in on their off days cooking and cleaning up. I know men, they don't believe in that. They believe even if that woman does work, or even if that woman is in school, she should still do everything else when she gets out of school and comes home from work. He's the man, he's making money, he don't have to do that. A lot of men believe that, and they still want you looking good physically, fit, trim. If they got a problem with you being overweight, they want you fit, trim, hair on point, sitting pretty, smelling good, looking fine. You can't be tired, you can't have a headache, can't be like, babe, I'm sick, I couldn't clean up today, without them bad mouthing you. Believe it or not, there are a lot of men out here in 2025, this is their mentality. But see, I tell my son something different. I teach my son what I was taught, because I am a traditional woman. I'm traditional. That's how I was raised. That's what I saw. I saw a real man in the household that disciplined me and my 3 big brothers and gave his entire check to my mother. And my mother made her own money. She owned a business. She had her own money. She really didn't need my father's money, but he knew my mother was going to take care of that household. And we were very well taken care of. Had cars, had a nice 3-4 bedroom house, didn't live in a hood. That's what that was. That's what it was. I don't care how anybody feel about that. We wasn't ripping and running and in the streets, and it was baby daddy. It wasn't no baby daddy drama. All me and my siblings have the same mother, same father. This is not to talk about anybody who has a different life, but I'm just being realistic. You have to be real with people, even if they are not in agreement with it. People don't learn from you painting a picture that's not real. I have to be 100% authentic, even though when you are authentic and you tell people the truth that they don't agree with, it makes some of them uncomfortable. You can be uncomfortable, but I'm still going to get the truth out. And so people don't understand. And my father was a deacon in the church. Preaching, was a deacon, was a teacher in the church. Let me throw that out there as well. Let me just throw that out there as well. My mother was not. My mother did not go to church. She hated when my father would make her go to church. She hated it. They would argue. My mother would be cussing him out, saying all type of stuff. Not every time, but a couple of times they bumped heads with each other. And so what I'm saying is that I grew up like that. I wasn't going to grow up and have a man that felt like, oh, you need to go 50-50 with me. Because in my state of mind, I would feel like you want me to be your roommate. You want me to be your roommate. And I know I don't look down on men who have a 9-to-5 job. I don't look down on men who feel like, okay, I need help. I'm not against that. If a man falls off or he's struggling and he gets sick or he gets injured at work, I am not against a woman helping. You should help your spouse, male or female, man or woman. That's life. Life is full of ups and downs and unexpected twists and turns. You never know what'll go on. You are not less of a man if you are not working right now and your wife is paying bills, if you are injured or if you are sick or your mental health is at stake. You are not less of a man, and it's sad that the world makes men feel like that. For a little while, if that man is down, I'm all for it. Oh, okay, you got to carry the weight, then you carry the weight to the best of your ability. But overall, when you have a carefree life, people do not know what is going on in your life. And even in the Bible, God, in so many words in scripture, Paul, when he was teaching the Corinthians, the church of Corinth, he let them know, you be happy with your pay. See, the problem is when you start looking at what other people out here are making and what's in their bank accounts and how they get money or how they maintain their finances, that is when you are out of order. You're completely out of order to worry about the finances that's coming in somebody else's household. You are completely out of order to worry about how somebody can sit at home all day, but you can't. It's not your place. It's not your business, because you don't know what that person has established and understood with the Lord. This is why it's very critical that we all work on our one-on-one relationships with the Lord. You don't know what it is people are going through. You don't know what it is people have prayed about. You don't know what it is that people cannot do. And those areas that they can't do something in, God feels it in, and God has touched the heart of someone to come and bless them and help them in their time of need. Some of you all out here, you may even have the money to have a maid come in your house. That's real talk. I know people that have cleaning services that come into their house. And that's what I'm going to be doing. Yes, I am, in Jesus' name. I done told my aunt, I done told a couple of people, like, yeah, I'm going to hire you some maids. And what's wrong with that? Some people are not domesticated like that. They don't have the strength. They not even thinking about washing dishes and scrubbing floors and doing laundry and cleaning out their oven every day. It's not that they don't keep the stuff clean, but a more deeper clean. There are people that hire a cleaning service. They hire a maid. They hire and pay certain family members. Baby, people had maids in biblical times. They had servants. What do y'all think this is? God does not change. He does not change, guys. People out here in the world now, they try to make God be something different than what he was in biblical times. He's not. He's the same. That's scripture. God will bless somebody where he will touch somebody's heart to come and get your kids every day. You working at 9 to 5, he will have somebody go and pick your kids up, and they won't flinch. They won't break a sweat. They will never complain and murmur about it. That's the highlight of their day, to go pick up your children for you and drop your kids off. Sit there and help your kids with their math homework. Raise your hand if you got them little kids or grandkids and they doing that Common Core math, which is so unnecessary. It's super irritating. God bless the children because that Common Core math, the whole thing, they drag it out with you for you to get one simple answer from simple basic multiplication, subtraction, and division. I don't even know who came up with Common Core. Where my teachers at in the chat? Could y'all please come up here and talk about that as a sidebar? Real talk. Real talk. Harrington, I see you up here. Is it Trahina? Trajina? I don't want to mess up your name. Free my grandma. I see you, my brother. Yep, I see y'all. Thank y'all for coming in the chat just to back up what I'm saying. I'm not telling y'all nothing fake, but I have to talk about these things because I'm tired of the body of Christ and men and women of God who are rich, who have a carefree life, and their job is just to preach. I'm not talking about false prophets. I'm not talking about false teachers. I'm not talking about any men or women of God that are sleeping with people in a congregation, having outside children, or they are, y'all know the word, I gotta remove the P, what they call them with Ilya at the end. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. I'm not talking about them that's doing stuff to little kids in the church. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about those who love God for real. They know God for real. They in that Bible. They're fasting. They're praying for you. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. They are not a hypocrite. Their lifestyle lines up. It don't mean they perfect, guys. People are not, I'm not perfect. Cuss words come out of my mouth. Sometimes I scream. Sometimes I be mad. I'm working on it. Y'all continue to pray for your sister in Christ. But I'm going to be transparent about that. God says we confess our sins one to the other. When you hide these things, sometimes I eat too many snacks. Y'all pray for that. When you hide these things, you can't get deliverance. So I'm going to expose it. I'm just telling y'all the truth. I'm not perfect. But my thing is, I care about y'all. I care about your well-being. When I go to God about y'all and I pray for the people who are members here, subscribed here, and even tune in and they not following me, I pray sincerely. I pray sincerely for you all. I don't play around. You are a soul. So I'm talking about the people that keep being talked about because they rich, because they have a 5 or 6 bedroom mansion, or they have a certain house. And guess what, guys? Some of them, they not taking money out of the church to get these mansions or have maids come into their house. They can have a carefree life because their people, their congregation knows that they love them for real. You think God not talking to these people? This is what y'all forget. When you see these people being talked about on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and TikTok, what a lot of you all fail to realize, if you're not using your discernment button, if you're not in communication with the Lord, you don't know what it is that God has going on in their life. You don't, hey Randy, you don't know what it is that God is blessing them with behind the scenes. People love some of these preachers and teachers that much to where they will freely give them money. And it has nothing to do with them taking money out of the church. It's simply because they love them for what they do. Some of these men and women of God have prayed for people and they've received major deliverance. They have gotten healed. It's not them that did the healing or the deliverance. They were just used as a vessel. But life-changing things happen for those people in a good way, and God blessed them. Somebody's heart got touched and they gave their bishop or their first lady or they minister a $2,000 or $3,000 check. They gave them a $10,000 check. If you don't know all the facts, you can't put your mouth on these people. Hey, April. You can't, hey, Dean, I see y'all up here. You a vessel. Even disciples got taken care of, guys. You got to know the Bible before you start comfortably opening your mouth about people with carefree lives. Don't be quick, even when you see family members that live with other family members. I'm around family. But just because you see certain family members that live with a family member or they around certain family members, you can't be quick to put your mouth on that. Because guess what? Behind closed doors, you don't know what those family members have established with each other. You keep thinking just because you're the niece, you're the nephew, you're the cousin, you're the sibling, you're the child of that auntie, that uncle, or that grandparent, you keep thinking you know everything. Guess what? If you're not doing anything to take care of the elderly people or the elderly person in your family, and you see a cousin, a niece, or a nephew, or a grandchild living with them, keep your mouth off them. You not willing to go and clean up urine behind the elderly person. You not willing to go clean up when they do a number two. You not willing to help them if they got to be hospitalized. You not willing to feed them. You're not willing to bathe them. You're not willing to drive them around to their doctor's appointments. You're not willing to wash their dirty clothes. You're not willing to cook meals for them. You're not willing to take care of them physically if they have calluses and corns on their feet and on their body. You're not willing to do the dirty work, sir or ma'am. So for you to raise up and be like, oh, that person lived with grandma, that person lived with auntie, that person lived with my mother, that person lived with my father, and baby, what about it? What are you doing for your own mother? What are you doing for your own father? What are you doing for grandma? What are you doing for auntie? What are you doing for Unc? What are you doing for your sick and shed-in sibling? See, let's just put it all out there, guys. Let's just expose it all. Because we live in a world that's a sightsee generation, and everybody is always talking, and they are always trying to humiliate and embarrass and expose certain people and certain things, but they not going to expose the real. A lot of people don't want to deal with elderly people. They become annoying sometimes. They are very clingy. They are very needy. Not all. But I'm saying some. They not willing to put in the work that you do. And that's why God blessed you to where you might not have to go to a 9-to-5 job. Whether you using your money or they're using theirs, but baby, you putting in work. And you really ain't even getting paid for it. Let's just be real. Let's just be real. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. See, people only cover certain things, or they will expose certain things, but they omit a whole bunch of information behind them jaw jabbing and talking out the side of their throat. They ain't gonna tell the real. They ain't gonna tell the real. Then if John Smith keep cutting up, sweetheart, if you can, block him out. Don't time him out. Just block him out. Block him out. And Randy, Danny, Alea, all my other moderators, who just block them out. But like I said, people are not willing to put in the work for you. They don't understand why you got a carefree life. Because let me tell you something that God does. This is further explanation why some people have a carefree life. God looks at the heart. God knows your heart. He knows the ones that actually care about those in your bloodline who really need the help. They are the weaker vessel. He knows the ones in the family that's willing to sacrifice their personal life or their time to focus on that particular family member. He knows. He knows. And so if God put them in that position, it's not your place. It's not your business. Because guess what? If you had to come and you had to do what that individual is doing, you wouldn't want to do it. And this is what a lot of people miss. Family will be quick to gossip and talk about you and talk about how certain things are not fair and I'm not in agreement. That person getting over, they doing this and they doing that. But they not doing none of the stuff that person in the family is actually doing. You feel like, okay, so-and-so getting over, they taking advantage, then you do it. You go clean up diapers. You go clip toenails. You go bathe. You go cook. You go do laundry. You go run errands. You go drive around. You go back and forth to the hospital or the nurse. You do it, but they not going to do it. But it's easy for them to sit on the sideline and talk about you and what you doing. They always talk about that. And it's always family. So on today, guys, I want you all stop apologizing for the carefree life you live in if you're living a carefree life. This is not even necessarily about anybody that's rich. This is not really necessarily about somebody that got a lot of money. It has nothing to do with that. It's just that the responsibilities that some of you all deal with on a day-to-day basis, it's not the responsibilities and issues that other people or the average person has to deal with. But you don't have to apologize. Where you will get dealt with is when you start looking down on people or talking about people or thinking you're better because these people have to go to a 9 to 5 job. It's nothing funny about that. Any legal job where somebody is making money and they can afford to take care of themselves, I don't care if all they bringing in is $500 or $600 a month from their little job. If it's enough to take care of them, how can you knock it? If they not out here busting nobody upside the head, robbing nobody, stealing from nobody, it shouldn't be nobody on this planet that's talking about somebody that's making a living. I don't care what their job is or what their occupation is. If some people don't have to work a job, but they doing work and they helping somebody in the family and they doing things for them, it's still admirable. It's still respectful. And a lot of people that deal with the elderly people in these families, they don't get credit. They don't get recognized. They get gossiped and talked about by other family members because they have to get up and go to work. But some of the people that have the most to say, they wouldn't even do it, and it's their own mother, it's their own father, it's their own grandparent, it's the grandma, the auntie, the uncle. They won't even do it. That's a fact, and this is what people don't talk about. We talk about everything else on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, but see, we don't talk about this type of stuff. But see, I'm gonna put it in the airwaves. Because I live it. I've lived it. Either if I'm not living it now, I've lived it. And God brought me from it. So I'm going to talk about it. When my father was sick, and my father was an amputee. My father got his leg amputated. It started off with a couple of toes. Then his foot got amputated. Then his doctors told me, we're going to have to take your father whole leg all the way past his knee, pretty much. They said it's a bad infection in it. We got to take it. Man, my father could no longer drive. It was aunties and uncles. And on my father's side, they dogged me. They talked about me like a dog. To this day, they have stuff to say about me. And that man is in the grave. Been in the grave since November 24th of 2015. They had so much to say about me, but not one time did they come to help me clean up my father's vomit when he was sick, take him to doctor's appointments for his kidneys, for his blood sugar. They didn't come and do none of his laundry. They didn't come and sit with him. Sometimes my father would just want me to sit there and talk to him. Sometimes my father would cry. Me and him both would be in tears just talking about various things. Some people that are sick and shut in are elderly, they want your conversation. That's why God have given you a carefree life. Who am I talking to? Some of you all out here, you steady apologizing and explaining yourself. Well, I live with this person because they needed this. And you feel guilty. People want you to try to feel guilty. You ain't got to feel guilty. If God know your heart, mama. If God know your heart, woman of God. If God know your heart, man of God. You need to be quiet. You don't owe your siblings. You don't owe your cousins. You don't owe your auntie's children no explanation for nothing that you and that auntie got going on. The only time anybody should have something to say to you is if you abusing it. If you abusing your position of power and you stealing money from them and you're cussing them out and you beating them up and hitting them, or they filthy, they can't eat, they can't talk, they are unrecognizable. That's when family needs to get in the middle and be like, okay, now you're abusing your position of power. You're taking advantage. You're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. So now we got to go and remove you. And sometimes they'll even see certain people out here that are abusive to the elders, and they still won't step in and do what they're supposed to do because they don't want it. They don't want to deal with it. They want to party. They want to be promiscuous. They want to drink. They want to smoke. They want to live a free life, be a deviant and do whatever they want to do, but they'll dog you out. But your whole life has been sacrificed. You can't date. You can't go out and kick it. You can't go out and really do nothing for yourself because you're tending to that loved one. When I tell all of you all out here that's living this type of life, God has something for you. God has something for you. Don't you dare give up. Don't you feel like, God, is this what I was created for? I was created to sacrifice my life, and I'm young. I ain't even old, God. And I can't kick it with my friends because I got to watch over this elderly family member. They own kids not even helping me. God, I'm tired. I need a break. I need rest, Father. I'm here to tell you, God has something for you. You will have your carefree life. You will have it. And don't you dare tell a single soul, don't you dare apologize to anybody on this earth for it. I done been through it. I told you I done been through a lot of things in my life. It's not really a lot people could tell me about human nature and human beings because I've had so much experience with people. I ain't God. I don't know everything, but I know enough. I know enough to teach. I know enough to put information out here that can help y'all to not get into the same little slumps I done been in. I know, I'm telling you, I can wage war on so many areas. Because see, as you start to go through things in life, you may have lived your whole life up until this point, questioning God about, what am I supposed to do, Father? Who am I? What am I supposed to be doing? I don't even know. Let me tell you, when you keep finding yourself in the same position, you the family member that come to bat when somebody in the family gets sick or something go down, or you the one that everybody call on to bury somebody because they don't know how to plan a funeral. I've been there too. I didn't bury my mother, bury my father, help bury my grandmother, help bury my brother. I've been there. I am here to help the people. Things that I've been brought out of. I'm here to help you all. If you find yourself in that position, God is setting you up. God is setting you up. God is teaching you and training you. He knows the people with the right heart. He knows in chronological order. He knows where to put you exactly where you are needed. You may not like it. You may not be in agreement with it. But you gotta be put in that position because you the only one probably in your bloodline that's right. You the only one that ain't gonna steal from the aunt. You the only one that ain't gonna steal from certain cousins. You the only one that ain't gonna steal from your mother and father. But your brother and sister, they a thief. They gonna take their money. They gonna take advantage and run their car in the ground and get tickets up on it because it ain't in their name. Who am I talking to? I'ma put it out here. What did y'all think? I told you all I address all issues here. People have come to me like, Kiki, it's a mixture on your channel. A mixture of what? So Christian people don't go through all of these issues? No, Kiki gonna talk about it all. I'm gonna talk about it all. Just had to block somebody else. Moderators watching. But like I said, people can say whatever. Harriet, I love you too. Main spot. Okay, so y'all up here. Don't get weary in your well-doing. You will be rewarded in due time. I'm telling you, it's a blessing in the midst of that. You don't know who life you changing simply by being there for them and talking to them. You all don't know the half of what people who are lonely go through, but you light it up. You light up that house. You bring life to that house with your grandmother. You bring light to that house with your auntie, with your uncle, with them sick cousins. You bring the light there. You bring hope back to them. You can pray them through. It may be certain family members that they never even knew nothing about God or the word. But when you moved in with them, now they know all about God. They know about prayer. They know what repentance means. They know about all of that because of you. It's a purpose behind why all of us are doing what it is that we doing. And like I said, some people you're called up on to do certain things because God know your heart. You all already know. Let's just be real. Y'all know that there's people out here in your bloodline, they cannot be trusted. You all already know that. You know a lot of them cannot be trusted. You know they a big liar, a compulsive or a habitual, like you know they a thief. You know that they have a drug addiction or an alcohol addiction. So any little money they could get their hands on, they gonna smoke it up and drink it up. Let's be real. It don't matter how much God is in us or how many Christians it is. At the end of the day, we all have these types of people in our family. We have these type of people in our family where they cannot be trusted, where they are dishonest. And so if you got a carefree life, people will feel like if they don't visibly see you or know that you going to a physical job, they will feel like you lazy, you trifling, you don't do nothing. But the thing is, you are doing something. You taking care of somebody or you tending to somebody or their business, and that is your job. You just not punching a clock. You not getting a paycheck for it. You will probably be the most disrespected one. You'll be the one that get disrespected the most. You'll be the one that gets overlooked the most. You'll be the one that get laughed at. You'll be the one that people be like, you don't deserve to be in the position you in. But yet they say these things, but they are not willing to do what you're doing or what you have done. They don't have any oh, thank you, Danae. Cause wait, no. That was an accident, Danae. If you hid it, could you go back and hid that coroner, whatever their name is? Because you had hidden them, Danae, and then I came up and I thought I was hiding them, but it says they've been unhidden. But can you go back and find them, please? But like I said, guys, don't get to a place where you are upset or you are finding yourself explaining yourself about your carefree life. Like I told you all in that video message, if you are a wife, especially those of you that are young, if you, thank you, Nene, you got them, thank you. If you are a young wife and you have a husband that love you so much, that man love you, and he's saying, babe, I don't want you to work, I want you to stay at home with the kids, and he keep you sitting pretty and looking cute, you keep your feet done, you keep your nails done, you keep your brows done, you keep wearing cute clothes and your perfume, baby girl, don't you apologize for nothing. I don't care if you a middle-aged or older wife. Stop explaining yourself to these people. I don't care if your mother-in-law do have something to say about you. I don't care if she coming in your house and your house stink to high hell. It's not her business. I don't care if you didn't wash the dishes. I don't care if her grandkids is not dressed or their hair is not cut or done. That ain't got nothing to do with your mother-in-law. And you all need to be more bold than that. It's only a problem when you disrespect your in-laws. See, if you got a mother-in-law and you start to call her the B word or the H word, or you trying to fight her, that's a real problem in the black community. That's a real problem. I'm not saying other races don't go through it, but that's a real problem when people start to disrespect their in-laws and they cuss them out and they try to fight them. You don't be that person, but you can gently correct, or you can check your mother-in-law or your father-in-law. Hey, G, I see you up here. You can gently correct them or check them when they do certain things. They don't have the right. I don't care if that is their son that you're married to. I don't care if that is their daughter that you're married to. Nobody has the right to come into your marital property. I don't care if you're the worst wife, that's between you and your spouse. As long as abuse is not there of their grandchild or grandchildren or the son or daughter, like a serious situation, to me, in-laws shouldn't be speaking on nobody's marriage or what's going on in their household. They can have their opinion, but this is why I urge married couples, keep your business in your house. Keep your business in your house, because don't think that if you got a nosy mother-in-law or a messy gossiping mother-in-law like I used to have, don't think that they don't go and they not telling your business to other people. They telling your business to other family members and they co-workers and they friends. And this is why you will lose respect out here. This is why people will talk about you, even if they tell your family members some of your business. Being gossipy, being messy, it starts there with some of them. Stop telling your business. Your carefree life, your husband is the only one that got the right to check you as a wife in a loving way. I ain't saying put his hands on you and argue with you. But y'all gotta keep these outside people out of your household. So shout out to all the married couples, especially my young couples. Shout out to y'all. Be better, do better. Stop telling your mama all your business. Stop telling your father, your grandmother. Stop telling your cousins and your siblings your business. Even when it come down to them questioning you if you don't have to go to a 9-to-5 job, it's not their business. People got to keep their eyes on their own paper. You start talking above your pay grade when you worrying about, well, how that person getting all that money? Oh, and that person don't even have to work. My son the one that's buying the food up in there. My son the one that's paying the rent. My auntie paying the rent and buying the groceries up in there. Baby, and what about it? Are you paying the rent? Are you buying the groceries? Are you paying the mortgage? No, you're not. Because at the same time, when your mama or your daddy or your son or your daughter is paying the rent or the mortgage, what you also don't see is that they taking abuse, might be cheating going on, your son making outside kids. These things go on. And just because you're not outing the person and putting that stuff out there for public knowledge, it don't mean that this stuff is not going on behind the scenes. It happens, guys. It goes on. But your carefree life, it will attract hate. It will attract disdain. It will make people not have respect for you because they don't understand it. They don't know all the facts. They don't know everything that's going on behind the scenes and why you have that carefree life. They don't know. They don't understand. So it's easy for somebody being an outsider looking in to judge you and your lifestyle. If God has blessed you with money, if God has, wow, captivation, I see you. Thank you for tuning in, my sister. If God has blessed you with money, if God has blessed you with a family member that you may be taking care of and they love you, they respect you, they honor you because of what you do for them, because other people don't even want to do it, but you do. And you're not giving them a hard time. You may have your times where you complain. I mean, let's just be real. Everybody get tired. We all have a moment where we get angry and we get upset or we feel underappreciated. All of us feel like that. But I'm saying for the most part, you doing what you're supposed to be doing and you doing it with pride. Don't you dare explain yourself to anybody. Don't you dare apologize. People don't know what it is that you got established. Some of you all have sat down with that family member, or you sat down with that sibling or the matriarch or the patriarch of your family, and you've had a discussion with them, and they may have asked you to move in with them. They may have needed you to move in with them. They may not have initially said anything, but you knew they were not getting certain things done. They had children, or they had other family members that they were depending on. God is number one. I see you. Hello to you too. But they had these other people that they were dependent on in the family, but they were not coming through like you were. And so they set you down and they had a conversation with you and said, you know what, nephew, I need you. You know what, niece, I need you. I need you to move in with me. I need you to move in with me. Google account. Thank you so much. But they may have set you down and said, I need your help, niece. I need your help, nephew. They may have told you, I need you to help me do this. I need you to drive me to my doctor's appointments. They may be getting sicker in their body. They may be getting just older. You know, you all got to understand that we are the new generation that's entering in our bloodlines. Not all of you all. Some of you all, you still got your mother and father. You still got your grandmother. Some of you all, your great grandmother may still be alive. It's very few people out here where those people are still living and thriving. But for those of you, the new generation is us. We the aunties and the uncles that's coming in. We're getting older. But if it's a few people, because it's very few people, it's only 3 people in my bloodline that are still living, that was born in the 50s. Only 3. Every other person is deceased on my mother's side. When those last 3 elders that are in their 60s are gone, enters us, the younger generation, the millennials, the Gen Zers. We are going to grow old if God allows us to see that. And then our children, they take over. You all need to pay attention to this stuff now. And so sometimes when you are dealing with these people and you deserve your carefree life. You have, some of you all, you've taken care of everybody else. You've done everything for everybody else. You didn't spend your money on everybody else. People call you when trouble go down in the family, and you may be the younger one. See, you all might be thinking like, oh, when this stuff kick off, they go to the older cousin. They go to the oldest sibling. No, that's just not true. Okay, Harrington, I see you, Gina, I see you. I know you said you gotta go, but I love you too. Thank you for tuning in. But guys, you gotta understand, You got to pay attention to that. With the older people in our bloodlines, they don't have the strength that they used to. I love it. Y'all trolls, keep coming up here. Cause me and Danae and whoever else, yeah, you will be gone. Y'all think y'all funny making these little comments. And could y'all stop? See, it's not that I even get mad about it, but can y'all stop coming up here saying I got on a wig? I don't wear a wig. I've never in my life worn a wig. But some of y'all coming up here calling my hair a wig. It's not a wig. It's 100% my real hair. Only one time somebody cracked a joke, and I thought it was funny, but I still blocked them. He came up here and said, hey, Jesus called. He said he wanted his wig back. That was hilarious to me. But I'm just saying, y'all, not to get off the message, but y'all stop saying my hair is a wig. This is not a wig. Just to let y'all know. And it looks super short, but trust and believe it's not. But we ain't getting off, and this is not a conversation about my hair. But Randy, what do you mean when you say whoever else? Navarro, thank you so much. Thank you. But Navarro, when I tell you, a lot of people be coming up here making comments about my hair. They be cracking jokes. I'm not mad though. I'm not offended, but it's just a distraction. Because several of them, since I've been coming live, they will come up here and make a comment saying that it's a wig. I don't get that. Because I mean, y'all see, I just don't see how it look. Do it look like a wig because it's sticking up? That's a sign of healthy hair. That's why it looks super short, but it's really not. It's down my back. But this is a sign of healthy hair. Matter of fact, my hair is pinned down because it was sticking up too much. I got bobby pins. The bobby pins are up here. Y'all don't see the trick. Some of my hair, I take a bobby pin and fold it and be putting it there to keep it from being all over my head. But like I was saying to y'all, your carefree lifestyle, what a lot of people don't know is that, oh, Danae, yeah, see, I know you know, it's super annoying. It's weird and it's super annoying. But some of you all people don't know that you have earned your carefree lifestyle. Some of you all, you worked a large part of your life. Some people have been able to retire in their late 20s and their early 30s. And so people could see you living carefree. You don't have drama with your children. You don't have baby mama or baby daddy drama. That's not a shot or shade at people that do. But some of you all, you are more carefree with your children, and you may have children by different women or different men. But it's carefree because you get along with them. People don't believe that a baby mother or a baby father can actually still love each other and get along. So other word, I see you. Is it Ali? Ali, I see you. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Some people that have children by different mothers or different fathers, they get along. And that will attract hate to you. Because people feel like, well, I get into it with my baby daddy all the time, and I hate my baby mother. I hate my baby mama. We argue all the time. He owe me child support. He ain't buy the kids no food. He ain't taking them to school. But when they see you, you speak well of the father of your child. You speak well of the mother of your child. They come and get the child or the kids faithfully every weekend. Some people that would attract hate to you because they don't deal with their life with their children or child is not set up like yours. But the whole point of me going live on this topic is to let you know, if you are in a place whether your carefree life looks like you living with a family member or you're taking care of a family member that's sick and shut in, and you doing a lot of work for them because they're the weaker vessel. If you are living a carefree life and you are married to a man or a woman, they spoil you. They spoil you. It don't mean you just this perfect husband or this perfect wife, but your man love you. Your woman love you, and they go out of their way for you. If you are in that position, if you have friends that come and they clean up your house, they pick up your kids, they cook dinner for you, they tutor your children, whatever it is, I'm just here to let you know, stop apologizing for your carefree life. You will always have outsiders looking in that make judgments on your life being easier and lighter and more carefree than theirs. Thank you for the laughing emojis. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you all. Thank you all. Because if you laughing like in a disrespectful way, again, I'ma say, you here, you watching, you taking time out your day, you helping me. You helping me. So thank you. I appreciate it. I'm not offended. Send more laughing emojis. Keep it going. Keep it going. Because it's gonna be in somebody else's feed and they gonna see it. Navarro, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm happy you here with me. And you won't regret it. But I want you all to stop apologizing. And like I said, this is not even about having a lot of money. Some of you all, you may not be rich. You may not have a lot of money. I'm not no rich woman. But the little that God has blessed me with, I do a lot with it. I do my best with it. Sometimes you can have your struggle wrapped in strength. And through your struggle, you just make it look good. It still attracts hate. People don't know all the facts about your life. They don't know all the facts with you. They don't know what you talking to God about. They don't know what you prayed about 10 or 15 years ago. They don't know what God told you he wanted you to do and be obedient to what he told you to do. Part of your obedience could have been he wanted you to help that family member out. Part of you helping certain people out, that could be part of the ministry that God is about to birth in you. You don't know what God is doing. Sometimes God will have you doing something 10, 20, 30 years ahead of time. And when you get up in that age, 10, 20, 30 years from now, part of your ministry could be you deal with the elderly. And you know how to set them up for success, for them to continue to thrive as they get up in their old age. Sometimes just a simple conversation. People want to talk. That's something else that has happened to me. God is number one. You so funny. I see you. But when I go out in public, I shared it with you guys before. Sometimes when I've gone out in public, older people, they'll just come and sit by me. And they'll just start talking. They'll start telling me about their children. They'll start telling me what they concerned about with their grandchild or their grandchildren. Some of them be cussing, talking about how their kids ain't worth a DAMN. They'll talk about who they stole from them. Some of them still work. Sometimes people just want you to be a listening ear. Do you all know a lot of older people, they are rejected? Can I just be real with you guys? That's why up here on this platform, I say all ages are welcome here. All ages are welcome here. Some people, they shun Gen Z. They reject Gen Z. I love Gen Z. They reject older people. They reject older people. They talk about them. They talk about them. They make fun of them. They don't listen to them when they try to school them or give them information on certain things. They don't. But sometimes people just want to know that you care. People just want to know that you hear them out. People just want to know that you feel that what they talk about or what they share with you is important. Nobody wants to feel like they're non-important. And believe it or not, when you sit down and you talk to these elderly people, they talk about a lot of things that are helpful to you. They drop off a lot of nuggets of wisdom to you that can help you in your everyday life. But all I'm saying is that people don't know what it is that help you to afford your carefree life. Sometimes it's not just your heart, but it's what you've put out all your life. So you get to a place where now you can be more carefree. God has touched the mother of your child heart. He's touched the father of your child heart. He's touched a certain family member heart. And they're willing to help you. You all help each other. You all have established with each other, okay, you do this for me, and then I'll do this according to you. But that's between you and that individual. Not other family members, not your in-laws. It's between you and that person. So that's what I wanted to let you guys know. Because sometimes you don't understand why it is that you go through certain things, living a carefree life, or why people have a lot to say about you. But I'm telling you why. When people don't have it easy like you in certain situations, that is when they get angry. That is when they get upset. That is when they start to make comparisons. You never supposed to compare your life to the life of no of anybody else. You just don't do it. You don't compare your life to anybody else. You don't sit back and look down on anybody either. You don't look down on somebody and talk about the fact that your life is one way but theirs is not. Or you feel that you're better because your situation can change. Remember, God can change your situation and humble you. And you do have to start working your fingers to the bone. But if that's not the direction God wants you to go in, God may have another plan. It may not even just be about elderly people or whatever. God may have another plan for you where he has you doing something different later down the line. But now you're just in a training season where you're learning patience. When you work with older people, when you work with people who are sick, it teaches you patience. It teaches you how to listen. Older people too, sometimes they talk a little bit slower. And so if it's something that they want to get off their chest, if you really sit down with an older person and really just hear them out and listen to them, some of them have a lot of pain. They have a lot of pain. And some of them, you might be younger, but you can actually give them an answer for the trauma and the pain that they've experienced. And they get their deliverance through you. You don't know how God is going to use you. But as long as you are in Christ, just know and understand you will always be used in some capacity. I got a message coming out talking about that. You will be. It's not for you to get angry. It's for you to understand. It's for you to be humble. It's for you to be more silent. It's for you to help. It's for you to learn how to listen. So guys, like I said, what is it? Is it Abdallah? David? I don't know how to pronounce your first name. You are welcome. Kai, I see you. God is number one. I see all of you all up here. I thank all of you all for tuning in. I really do. I appreciate it. And it's Tuesday, so it's still early in the week. So I know you guys got to get up early. That's why I'm about to end it up here. I ain't want to hold you all long, but just in real time, I wanted to talk to you all about this. Because a lot of people, they may not understand why some people despise them or hate them for having more of a carefree life. But sometimes you can make certain decisions. You can marry somebody or even be dating somebody. Sometimes you could be dating somebody and people hate on you because of your carefree life. You may be dating somebody that takes care of you. They buy you flowers. They take you out to lunch or dinner every other day or every weekend, and people despise you for that because the person they're dating, they don't treat them like you get treated by the person you're dating. You'll be shocked at how people watch you and monitor your life. They will monitor every nook and cranny of your life. They will have a bunch of stuff to say and they don't even know what they talking about. They just talking, being a busybody, being a gossip, being a family gossip. Seneca, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Y'all are sweet. Not the trolls. I ain't talking to y'all. God bless y'all. I ain't gonna put my mouth on you. But the rest of you all always show me love and I appreciate it. Thank you so much. But like I was saying to you all, the decisions we make too play a role. Because you can marry somebody and you find out after the fact that they're very selfish. You can move in with a certain friend or family member and you find out that they are very abusive, financially, verbally, mentally, emotionally. So sometimes when you see somebody living a carefree life, all it is that they use discernment, they use wisdom, and they prayed about the individual that they are linked to before they went into that situation. And because they obeyed God and they had the discernment, now they have a carefree life. They have a carefree life. Oh, gee, thank you. You became a member. Shout out, guys, to my new member that just joined. Thank you so much. But y'all really showing out today. I'm proud. I'm happy, guys. I'm happy. Because I don't like to drain you all going live all the time. I just don't like to do it. But I said I'll do it a little bit more before the year ends out. But thank all of you all for tuning in and coming. But just understand your carefree life, if you know God is behind it and you know exactly where you are, that God is in the midst of it, stop apologizing for it. Stop explaining yourself. Stop feeling guilty because of your carefree life. Stop going out of your way to try to prove to people why your life appears easy. Stop trying to, explain yourself. Because sometimes when you're carefree or you have a carefree life, people will try to intentionally make your life difficult. There will be people behind the scenes that see you live a carefree life. Say you live with a family member or a friend or somebody. People will be behind the scenes and try to get in that person's ear. Oh, so and so is grown. Why you paying the bills there? They grown. Let them fall on their face and find out their own way. Let them find their own way. But God hear it all. God see it all. Kingdom Minded Advances, I see you. They'll see it. Mama Comedian 32, I see you. Did I say your name right? I think I did. But they'll be behind the scenes trying to put certain things in somebody's ear so they can break they tie, they connection with you. If you get wind of it, don't say anything. You take them to God. Nobody can stop a blessing that God has specifically for you. I know that a lot of people now, they do that. They say that witches can come and take from you. They can swap your destiny. People could steal your opportunity. Not really, because if they can delay it or slow it down because they are tapping into dark things, ultimately it's still not your season to get that particular blessing. But they not stopping anything. They not stopping anything. When you was in your mother's womb, God already created your destiny. So whatever your destiny is, God is always going to be in the midst of it. It may appear or look like the enemy have taken over it and he's hijacked it, or witch have tried to do. Baby, they can't do nothing. Y'all better start giving God more power than these witches and these people. You better start. Living Grace, I see you. Stop giving them all this power. But if somebody is speaking against you from your carefree life and you know God is in the midst of it, don't say anything. You take that person or those people to God if you get wind of it. If you get wind of it, don't worry about what these people think. They can't change anything in your personal situation. If anything in your carefree life changes, it's because God is moving you to a different season. Maybe for a season, you could be more carefree in certain areas, but in a new season, you're going to have more responsibility. It could shift, it could change. But whatever it is, it's between you and God, not all these other people. So guys, that's all I got for you all today. Thank all of you all for tuning in. I love you. I hope and pray that you guys have a very prosperous and blessed week. You all stay safe. As I tell all of you all, you know the blood of Jesus follows you. It carries you. It covers you. All of you all. Felicia, I see you. Thank all of you all. I still have some slots open. Anybody that wants a one-on-one, I call you personally. Email me and let me know. It's not mandatory, but you can reach out to me. It takes me a while to get to emails because I have a lot of emails that come in throughout the day. So you got to be patient and give me time to get back to you. But thank all of you all for tuning in. Thank you to my members, my new members, and my old members. Thank you all for rocking with me. Thank you all for supporting me. Thank all of you all that tuned into the live. And thank all of you all that's coming in the chat and you are interacting and asking questions and talking. I appreciate all of you all. If anybody has subscribed off this channel behind this live or my content, thank you so much. If you have shared any of my content, thank you so much. If you watch my videos in full, I urge you all, when you see a new video from me, watch it in full. If you watch it in full, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you all so much. Quiet King, I see you. I see you. Eric, I see you. I see all of you all. I see all of you all. Thank you so much. So I'm going to just get some shout outs before I end it. Like I said, hey to Eric, hey to Kai, Humble B, thank you so much. You are appreciated as well. God is number one. My girl Nene, my moderator Felicia, Randy, Living Grace, Katria, thank you so much. Mama, comedian, Akazi, Kingdom Minded Advancers, Seneca. Who else? Who else? Trade Addicts LLC. I see you. I see all of you all up here. I don't know how to pronounce your name. It's with a J. Is it Johnny Jayoon Sparks? I'm sorry. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but thank you for tuning in. Ali, Trexie, Navarro. I think I said hi to all of you all. I see all of you all up here. G, who just became a member. That's my little comic strip buddy. She makes comics and comic strips. So y'all go check her out. Bridget, you up here, sis. Dean, neurodivergent millionaire. I see you. What did you say? You said you can relate to this with your grandmother. The loudest mouths gossip and refuse to even do the bare minimum for grandma when I was the only one helping care for her. That's a fact. And enough people don't talk about that. They don't talk about that when you come for these sick family members or you helping to bury people and you planning these funerals and stuff. They never help you. They sit back why and they benefit off your back and the work that you've put out. The money you've put out, the time you've put out, the blood, sweat, and tears, all that, even the tears that you cry. You going here and there. You arguing with people on the phone. You on the phone with attorneys. You on the phone with nursing homes and hospitals. You getting into it with family members. They not doing none of this stuff. It's you, but they had the most to say. That's why you just got to get to a point where you just be like, hey, anyway, God bless them and move on. Who else? Is it Renaya? I think I'm saying your name right. I'm always asking y'all names because you all have very unique names. Douglas, I see you. Renewed Strength, I see you. Ezekiel Miami, hi. Thank you for tuning in. Let's see. John Starks, I see you. Yep, I pretty much think that's everybody. Who else is up here? Shay Love, hey sis, I see you. Thank you for tuning in. Star Lord, Snuffles TV, Emily, I see you. Who else? Ben, Wade, I see all y'all up here. Erica, April's 23. It's a lot of y'all up here. Paul, I see y'all. Thank you so much. Thank all of you all for tuning in. So that's all I got for you guys today. Wow, Humble B7, you said your dad paid for 7 funerals. Yup, I know what you're talking about. Wow. Raj Barik, I think I'm saying your name right. Thank you so much. I know y'all always talk about my hair. And so many videos and lives, guys, I know the hair comes up. But I thank y'all for y'all lovely compliments. But like I said, it'd be people coming up here cracking jokes about my hair. I mean, it's been like that pretty much all my life. Because it's thick now, but it was even worse, more thick. I could show y'all pictures from my childhood. Oh, okay, you said I pronounced your name wrong. Okay, I'm sorry. Because you all have unique names, and a lot of the way you all spell your names are different. So the way I'm pronouncing it is coming out all wrong. Nene, no, this is not a braid out. What I did is like a 2-strand twist, but it's just that I made bigger parts. Like if you could see the part, it's just bigger parts. Because like this was parted, but what I did is I brushed it together and then I like bobby pinned it. Because it was just too wild. My hair was just sticking all up over my head, y'all. So I just like bobby pinned it and slicked it on the side. over here and parted it right here. That's all. And bobby pinned it. But yeah, it'll be different when I come up here in a couple of days, y'all. Because it's just too much. And I need to put some oil on my head because it just feel bone dry to me. But it's like that when I wash it. But I ain't want to weigh it down with like a lot of product. So guys, I'm going to get out of here. Like I said, you all have a beautiful rest of your week. What time is it, Humble Bee? It is 8:29 in Chicago, Illinois. 8:29 p.m. So I know for some of you all, it's the morning time where you are. Because people tune in from all over the world. I may not have like a whole lot of people that come to my lives, but a lot of people that do come up here, they are in other countries. So for those of you that are in other countries, good morning to some of you all. Good afternoon, good evening to some of you all. But yeah, it's like 8:30 p.m. here in Chicago. So guys, until next time, like I said, if you like, shared, if you subscribe, I appreciate all the love, guys. I got a video message that I put out about the people that you need to watch in the workplace. I know it will help some of you all. If you have not viewed that video, please go and view that. Please go and view that video message. I said these are the types of people you need to watch in the workplace. And I learned so much. One company that I work for, I won't air them out and put their name up here, but I learned so many things. I saw so many dysfunctional, toxic things at this company, so many illegal and inappropriate things at this company. And I have to put these messages out. I learned so much. Initially, at other jobs I had in the past, I didn't really know how HR operated. I didn't really know about a lot about corporate. But when I went through something at this last job and I had to get an attorney and all of that, which I won, but I just learned so much. So everything that I learned from that, I've talked to you all about what happens when you in a temp agency. I have so much information, so I know it will help those of you all. So that video is already up. Like it, share it, hype it, whatever you all want to do with that. But Humble Bee, okay, you said it's 9:29. Okay, so you all are an hour ahead. But thank all of you all for tuning in. I love all of you all. Cyber kisses, cyber hugs. Until next time, the Lord willing, I will be back with more lives and video messages. Bye-bye.